Hello everyone and welcome back to Motion Recaps. Today we will narrate the first episode of Season 4 of the TV show Black Mirror with the name USS Callister. Watch out for spoilers. The episode begins in a Star Trek style. We can see a spaceship called USS Callister while it ventures into deep space. Captain Robert Daly enters on a spaceship bridge. His crew members, Walton, Shiana, Nate, Elena, and Kabir, are waiting for him. An unknown spaceship just appears in front of them. Daly knows that ship belongs to an intergalactic fugitive called Valdak. He stole really powerful crystals, and righteous Daly wants to catch him. Valdak fires a few shots at them, damaging their shields, but with some cunning maneuvers, Daly manages to trick him. At Daly's command, Elena fires a plasma shot into Valdak's ship. Damage is critical, but it didn't destroy the ship. Valdak contacts the crew over a special transition. He informs Daly that he doesn't have any intentions to return crystals. Daly orders Elena to destroy Valdak's ship, and he lets Valdak go. The crew celebrates, praising Captain Daly like he is some kind of king or a god. They sing a song to him as he proceeds to kiss Shiana and Elena. They venture on with their ship. All of a sudden, we can see Daly in an elevator, looking like an ordinary guy. He is working in a video games making company called Callister Incorporation. His working card gets declined because he didn't renew it. A woman who works at a reception helps him. That woman is Elena from the ship crew, but now her hair is blonde, and she doesn't have blue skin. While Daly is going to the office, we can see a bunch of people testing a virtual reality device that Callister Incorporation made. Daly stumbles on Nate, who is also in the crew. Nate asks him to bring him a coffee. Then he passes Shayna and Walton, who is the CEO. Daly gets into his office, and we can see that he is a chief technical officer. He gets to work. A girl named Nanik Cole enters his office. She explains that she is a new worker here and that Daly is her inspiration and admiration. There is a visible satisfaction on Daly's face because finally, someone is good to him. All of his colleagues are apathetic and cold, and Cole is so friendly towards him. She is walking around Daly's office, asking questions, when she sees a DVD collection of an old TV show called Space Fleet. Daly tells her a little about the show. He also tells Cole that he named the company after a spaceship from a TV series. Their conversation ends when Walton gets to the office, telling him about the work he needs to do. Walton then meets Cole, and he gives her a tour around the workspace, leaving Daly bitter. Everyone is avoiding him somehow, and they do not pay attention to him at all. Daly goes to one of the workers to ask him about the latest patch for a game they are making. That worker is Kabir from his crew. And Kabir informs him that he needs more time. That night Daly gets home, and he immediately goes to his PC. He puts on the virtual reality device that transfers him into the game. There he uses a chance to take out his anger on his crew. He is a sociopath that has no social skills in real life, but he acts like the dominant figure in his virtual reality. Tomorrow at work, Daly enjoys talking to Cole. She offers him to make a coffee, and Daly is touched. He likes Cole a lot, and it's visible on his face. While making coffee, Cole talks to Shania. Shania asks her if she is into Daly, but Cole responds negatively, telling Shania that she doesn't like him in that way. It happens that Daly was listening to a whole thing, and he is disappointed. That disappointment turns into anger. Work time ends, and everyone leaves except Daly. He takes a pair of gloves, and he goes to Chloe's desk. There he takes a cup that she uses, and she takes her DNA with a cotton stick. Daly gets back home, and he puts her DNA into a strange device, and he starts scanning it over PC. After 16 hours, Daly's PC finished scanning Cole's DNA. Suddenly, Cole wakes up on a spaceship with a different hairstyle and clothes. She roams through the ship until she reaches the bridge. There she stumbles upon the crew, or better to say, her real-life colleagues. She is confused while she tries to understand what is happening. The crew explains to her that they are clones that Daly programmed. They have memories of their real life, but they are just clones. Daly brought each one of them here with a reason. If they did something wrong to Daly, they would end up here. Elena didn't smile enough for him. Nate brought him a wrong sandwich, and Cabby rested admin permissions on a test build for 14 minutes. Shania called him out for staring, and Walton exploited his work. Cole is panicking, and she doesn't believe that this is happening. She tries to escape, but she gets teleported back to the bridge in front of Daly. He gives her an order to get on her post, but she refuses it. Because of that, Daly shows her that he is in charge of her by deleting her face. Cole is on the floor trying to breathe, but she doesn't have a nose and mouth. He tells her that no one can die here for real and that she will suffer forever if she doesn't obey. That breaks her, and she obeys Daly. He gives her face back and orders her to link the signal to Valdak's hideout. She manages to do that with Shania's help. Daly, Walton, Shania, Nate, and Cole get teleported on a planet where Valdak is hiding. Cole says to Nate that they need to shoot Daly and escape, but he informs her that he is invincible. Soon they are ambushed by Valdak and his huge monster. Suddenly, Daly's device starts ringing. He pauses the game because a pizza delivery guy is on his doorstep. Daly is frozen, but the others can move. Walton approaches the monster and starts talking to it. Shania tells Cole that the monster's name is Jillian and that she was human once, but she disobeyed Daly, and he turned her into this abomination. Daly comes back, and he shoots Valdak. Valdak falls all the way down to Daly and begs him to kill him, but Daly spares him, and he orders a crew to imprison Valdak on a brig. They get back to the ship to celebrate a victory. Again, the crew is praising Daly while he kisses Shania and Elena. When he takes Cole, she resists because she doesn't want to kiss him. Daly is angry at her, but he decides not to punish her, and he leaves the game. Through conversation with the crew, Cole finds out that no one has genitals here and that they cannot go to the bathroom. Also, she finds out that Daly's game is an offline version, so they are completely isolated. They cannot contact anyone. But somehow Cole manages to hack the system, and she sends a message for help to real-life Cole. In real life, Cole gets the message while working. She is confused, so she shows it to Daly. He figures out that the crew managed to call for help, and he is frustrated so much that he goes to his game earlier than usual. He threatens his crew. Cole admits that it was her doing, and she begs Daly to spare the other. Suddenly, Shania interferes, trying to save Cole from punishment. Daly instead punishes her by transforming her into a monster and casting her away on some planet far away. Daly logs out, leaving the crew in shock. While watching the space with sadness in her eyes, Cole sees a weird wormhole, and she immediately goes to the bridge to inform the rest of the crew. She tells them that the wormhole is a game patch that is reinstalling itself, and if they manage to get through it, they would be deleted and they could be free. Nate tells Cole that they cannot fly the ship unless Daly is present in the game. Cole figures out that if Daly pauses the game, then they could escape with the ship. Everyone agrees to the plan except Walton. Cole comes up with an idea to hack her provocative pictures and blackmail her. Then she would help them in real life by distracting Daly somehow. He says that they can't beat Daly, and then he proceeds to tell Cole a traumatizing story. At first, Walton didn't listen to Daly in the game. No matter how Daly tried to break him, Walton would always resist, but one day Daly brought Walton's son Tommy into the game. One day Waston brought Tommy to show him where he works, and Daly used that chance to steal Tommy's lollipop. He harvested DNA from it, and he extracted it into the game. Then Daly punished Walton by making him watch his son getting ejected into space. Also, Daly told Walton that he has Tommy's DNA in a fridge like everyone else's, and that he will bring him back if he needs to. Cole tells him that she will destroy all of the DNA. Later on, Daly comes back on a ship. Everyone is acting according to the plan. Cole tells him that she found an abandoned spacecraft on one planet, so she and Daly travel there. Cole buys time for a plan by getting into the water with Daly. The crew uses a chance to teleport Daly's device on the ship, and they use it to download Cole's provocative pictures. The crew sends them to the real Cole. They tell her that she needs to go to Daly's place and to order a pizza. Then she needs to take their DNAs and to switch his virtual device with a faulty one. Cole follows their orders, and she sneaks up near his apartment and orders a pizza. Delivery guys come. Daly hears the doorbell, and he leaves the game. After a short argument, Daly shuts the door and leaves the "Don't Disturb" sign on it. Cole uses that situation to take DNA and to switch virtual devices with faulty ones. At that time, Clone Cole uses a Daly's device to teleport to the ship. The crew is going forward the wormhole with full speed. On their unluckiness, Daly comes back, and he goes into the crashed spacecraft. Because it's his game, Daly manages to get the spacecraft working, and he goes after the crew. All of a sudden, the USS Callister loses its power, and it stops moving. The spaceship can start working again if someone starts jets manually, but if someone tries to do that, they will be burned to a crisp without actually dying. Walton decides to do that, and thanks to his noble sacrifice, the crew escapes through the wormhole. After a warp, the crew is alive and well, and they are in a game server with possibilities to explore a whole new universe. The door opens up, and to the crew's surprise, Shania and Valdak show up, and they are alive. Daly's space fleet mod is gone. A firewall has deleted Daly's rogue game code, and everything around him is shutting down. He lost control of the game, and now he is trapped in it. His body is in a coma now. He dies of starvation because he left a "Don't Disturb" sign on his door. And that's it for today's video. If you had a good time watching it, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more interesting movie recaps.